as diehard Steve Young fans, so let me retract, like, for all the listeners out there, I'm just a little bit talking shit, right? I watched Steve Young my whole childhood. I think Steve Young was very good. So I make the exaggerating points. I do think he was not that smart to let himself get hurt that often. I think he used to take hits he shouldn't and get concussed, and everybody revered him as tough. So that is a point that I will a little bit hold to. And I do think he used to lay receivers out to dry. Like, that's why I brought those up in my sort of hyperbole. But I'm not an idiot. Steve Young was an amazing quarterback. He has an amazing track record. Can we deny, or is it somewhat fair to say, that he did not elevate the Niners the way you would hope, and that the one Super Bowl he won, maybe a lot of quarterbacks could have won?
I don't think that's fair to say. I think his offense sucked after the big Super Bowl win. Like those mid-90s teams, they didn't have any weapons, dude. He had J.J. Stokes. Luckily, T.O. was like this rando no one ever heard of that became really good. He had an old Jerry Rice. He had no running game, no offensive line. Those mid-90s Niners teams were not talented offensively.
I mean, devil's advocate take, and you can jump right back in, sorry, but why did Garcia's numbers, why was he looked at as the same stature number-wise, even though everyone knew he wasn't as good as Young in Montana, if those offenses were so bad?
Because he had Garrison Hurst and Charlie Garner.
My take is this. It wasn't.
What are you rolling your eyes at?
The Niners' offensive weapons were there. The Niners' offensive line was the breaking point. And it ultimately broke Steve Young because he was getting sacked and concussed on a regular basis.
I think
that became the death blow of the team.
I'm sorry. The 1980s had an amazing O-line. I'm
not talking 80s. I'm talking 90s.
No, I'm saying why Joe Montana, those offenses and teams are so good. They had a young John Taylor. They had a prime young Jerry Rice. Roger Craig was incredible. Of course, everyone hated him after that fumble, but that team was so talented, and Montana was obviously clutch as hell. Like, there's
the O-line for the Niners when Montana was at the helm, they would literally say, I will die for this quarterback. Like, they were so just in love with Joe. And I think that's one of the parts that maybe Steve Young didn't quite have that.
People love Steve Young.
They love him. They do, but maybe not quite to the same level that they love Joe. I'm just